look, the Democrats, they don't like their fellow citizens. They don't trust their fellow citizens. God forbid they should talk about not me, us, which has nothing to do with the Christian or Jewish ethos. It has to do specifically with, I can't do it on my own. You have got to be there when I'm trying to do it. Okay? I mean, Bernie was the best thing to happen to the Democratic Party, and ultimately, he just wasn't a closer.
Yeah.
He wasn't a closer.
Exactly.
That's it, Harvey. That was it. And I was there. I was in Philadelphia.
It's sad. It's sad because we got, it's like we got close. That was the closest. But I mean, this election to me was the Democrats redoing their 2016 all over again, except insert Kamala for Hillary. And I knew they were going to get the same result.
Yeah.
You are right there. I mean, which is why even if your mask coming off was cartoonish, it is the best cartoon is the cartoon which gets closest to the truth, and that is the case.
Yes.
There's a key. The best difference would have been that Walz, if he hadn't been neutered, okay, as you said, is that he was a better candidate, vice president than Kaine. Was that his name?
Yeah, Tim Kaine, 100%. 100%.
But I think that was also part of it, is that Walt was actually more personable, easier than Kamala was. And I think you don't want the VP sort of stealing your show. And the thing about her is, like, you can tell if you ever hear her, anytime you catch her where she's not on a teleprompter and she's actually just talking to somebody, she doesn't have anything going on. There's no thought going on. There's no principles. There's no ethos. There's no nothing.
Yeah, no, or at least she's terribly inarticulate when it comes to
and then one has to question, or not question, but we guess how she got as far as she did to be the Attorney General in California, when I can't even fathom her litigating a case.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I or Peter were to begin to talk about that, we would be.
Oh, I know what it is. I just and I agree.
The story was out,
Yeah, but you know what? When I think about her legacy, because Kamala's finished, like
she's not going to have a legacy. She'll have a footnote.
She's just finished, and so
that's
right. What I would say, because a lot of people want to point to Willie Brown, but at the end of the day, for me, her legacy, as far as I'm concerned, is Steve Mnuchin in One World Bank. That's her legacy. She was the Attorney General of California when that piece of shit kicked millions of Californians out of their homes during the housing crisis, and she went right along with it, even though her office demanded that they bring charges against this man. And not only did she not, but she ended up receiving the largest campaign contribution for her senatorial run from him, and that is the only Democrat he ever donated to, which was $300,000.
I have to say, I defer to you on all this because I don't know any of this. This is great.
But you can see why
he was the highest donor to her.
Not only was he the biggest donor, but he never donated to a Democrat before or since. She's the only one.
Her Senate race.
I
understood that. Yeah.
When you are a climber, when you have aspirations, look at Elise Stefanik in the GOP. We see these people, even AOC. We see these people coming before they even got Buttigieg in Michigan. When you become a seasoned veteran in this cesspool we call politics,
you can see
these people coming before they even have a chance to fool the masses.
So the prediction is for Michigan.
So the prediction for Michigan is obviously Buttigieg versus Nessel.
And she's going to be calling him the carpetbagger.
The top 5 Democratic presidential candidates in 2028 in terms of the Democratic establishment.
Tell me, who do you think?
Well, it's good. 5 governors. Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker, Andy Beshear, Gretchen Whitmer, and Josh Shapiro. And there's your 5.
Right.
That's who it's going to be.
Wait, and it will be hold on. Say that one more time. I want to make sure you included the one I would have.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, you did. There you go.
J.B. Pritzker, Andy Beshear, Gretchen Whitmer,
and Josh Shapiro.
And there's your 5.
And it's better than that. Better than that. Write this down.
Yeah.
Tell me who of the 5 will emerge as the nominee.
Whitmer will be one of the 5. She'll be
no. I'm with Jen. Not a chance.
No.
Not a chance.
I hope so, because if those scandals, once the scandals are allowed to come to mainstream regarding Flint and Kalamazoo,
it'll be if it'll be Newsom, maybe with Whitmer, but it will be Newsom.
If the Democrats are actually trying to evolve and change, the only logical
Beshear.
pick is Andy Beshear. That's
He's
it.
the only one that is to me.
I understand that too. I was going to say that, but you
I
beat me
mean,
to it.
he would be of those five, the person I would pick of those five. But Whitmer, let me tell you something. This is like a woman to woman kind of where she got the crazy eyes. Got the crazy eyes.
Another thing
that
that only women can say that we can't say.
No. I want to be very clear about this. She has the mommy dearest crazy eyes. And women that have the crazy eyes are not really, it's like it's just not going to work, because the more people see, there will be more of like, she'll decompose. Yeah.
Jay in your chat is saying Newsom is despised in California.
Oh, I'm sure
that may be true. That may be true, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't need California to win.
Exactly. The fact
There's
that
two things.
Californians, your votes don't matter.
There's two things that you have to remember, Jay. That's very important here. Very important. Number one, he is Nancy Pelosi's nephew, and Nancy Pelosi is running for re-election for the 20th time.
This is great. I didn't even know that. He is Nancy Pelosi's nephew?
Yeah,
Correct.
You didn't know that?
Do you think I know the incestuous nature of
I'm
all
telling
this
you, it is
politics?
very incestuous.
Because what I think is going to end up happening, and this is why we so desperately
they're going
want
to
to
inbreed
change,
to the point of
Yeah, I
just being
know.
completely disfigured.
which is why we want to change the
Jesus.
electoral
You are
dynamics of the country. Because if you think about it, California politics and Wisconsin politics are two completely different worlds.
Californians vote doesn't matter.
Here in Wisconsin, they actually believe that Ben Wickler, who's the head of the party in this state, has a chance to become the national director.
I don't know enough about that.
I've had a couple of interactions.
I am not nominating. I'm just telling you what.
Well, there's a
Wisconsin
difference
Democrats
between what's smart for them to do and what they will do. Those
Correct.
are very different things.
Now, listen,
Yeah.
I am somewhat familiar with Wickler. I can tell you this. Do I think Wickler would be a better choice than Rahm Emanuel? Yes, I do.
Look, even I'll say that without reservation.
Rahm Emanuel in any other universe would be a Republican. So I don't like, to me, and he always was.
The more we live through this moment, the more we recognize that the working class, even though a lot of them have gone over to Trump, they are recognizing the fault lines within this system in a way that I've never really seen before. And that's encouraging. There's going to be a lot of pain that we're going to go through. But the more we go through it in these moments where you're not going to, and again,
that's a good call right there.
And this is a good call by Jay Both,
now,
because if the person
Liz Cheney
is Liz Cheney, and that's just kind of all you need to know as far as I'm concerned.
It wasn't a selling point, Harvey.
No.
It wasn't a selling point.
No.
Thank you. This is really good. Nichols, who pays attention to the details of all this stuff.
He was on here last week.
Oh, was he talking about Liz Cheney in Wisconsin?
Yeah, he said we were just talking about it in general, but yeah.
I mean, she said Wisconsin as if that was going to help win Wisconsin, right?
Did that work?